Martha was the happiest woman in the village that evening. Her two sons, James and Daniel, were finally coming back home. Not for a visit, but to take her with them to the city. She had raised them alone since her husband died many years ago. Life had been hard. She sold vegetables, carried loads on her head, and worked in people's farms just to send them to school. And now, after all the pain and sacrifice, they were coming for her. James had called her 3 days ago. "Mama, get ready," he said excitedly. "We're coming to pick you this weekend. We've bought a big house in Lagos. From now on, you'll live with us." Tears rolled down her face. "Oh, my son, thank you. God bless you both. We'll be there on Saturday morning. Pack everything you want to take." That evening, Martha decided to visit someone, her elder sister, Rebecca. It had been long since she saw Rebecca. They didn't talk much. Martha knew her sister was a difficult woman, always complaining, always bitter, but she thought it was only right to inform her. She tied her wrapper and walked to Rebecca's compound. The moon was high and the wind was cool. When Rebecca saw her, she stood with surprise. "Martha, you came to my house at this time. Hope no problem." Martha smiled. "No problem, my sister. I came to share some good news." Rebecca raised her eyebrows. "Good news? You have money now?" she said mockingly. Martha laughed. "Not money, but joy." She sat down and told her everything. "My sons are coming tomorrow to take me to Lagos. They bought a house. They said I will never suffer again. I will finally live in peace." Rebecca didn't smile. She didn't say congratulations. She only stared. "You mean they're taking you to the city, to live with them? And I wasn't informed." "I'm telling you now, that's why I came," Martha said kindly. "We'll stop by to greet you before we leave." Rebecca nodded slowly. "Okay, safe journey." Martha stood up and hugged her. "I just wanted you to know." As she left, Rebecca watched her with burning eyes, her face twisted with jealousy and anger. "She wants to leave me here and go and enjoy life, after all the years I've suffered. Me, the elder sister." She entered her room and locked the door. That night, Rebecca didn't sleep. Her eyes stayed open, staring at the ceiling. Around midnight, she stood up quietly, tied her scarf, and left the house through the back door. She walked in the darkness, heading straight to the edge of the village, to the house of a native doctor known as Baba Salako. She knocked 3 times. "Who is that?" a deep voice asked. "Rebecca, I need your help." The door opened slowly. Inside, the room was dim, filled with smoke and the smell of burnt herbs. Baba Salako was sitting on a mat, his face half covered in white chalk. "Speak," he said. "My sister's sons are coming to take her away from this village. They are rich now. She will leave me behind and forget me forever." The native doctor looked at her with tired eyes. "What do you want me to do?" "I want those boys to turn against their mother. Let them hate her, let them reject her. Let them choose me instead." Baba Salako closed his eyes and reached for a small calabash. He shook it, then poured some black powder onto a cloth. "Do you have anything that belongs to them?" "Number? But I will make sure they eat in my house tomorrow." He nodded. "Good. Mix this powder in their food. Don't let your sister know. Once they eat it, their hearts will change. They will turn against her completely." Rebecca collected the powder with shaky hands and gave him money. "Thank you. Make sure it works." The old man laughed. "It will work. But know this, whatever you plant, you will harvest." Rebecca didn't care. She left before morning, her eyes sharp with wickedness. The next day arrived. James and Daniel drove into the village around 10 a.m. Their SUV was shining. The villagers gathered as the 2 young men stepped out, looking smart and handsome. Martha ran to hug them with tears in her eyes. "My sons, you kept your promise." "Mama, you look so young," Daniel said. "We missed you." "I've been counting the days," she said, smiling. "Come inside, rest. I cooked your favorite soup." They entered her small house and sat down to eat. They laughed, joked, and shared memories of when they were children. After they finished, Martha spoke softly. "My children," Martha said that morning with a proud smile, "before we leave for the city, go and greet my sister Rebecca. She asked after you. She said she misses you both so much." James looked away and frowned. "Do we have to, Mama? That woman never cared about us. She didn't even call when I graduated from university, not even a simple message. Daniel nodded in agreement. Mama, we're in a hurry. We should be on the road already. Please, Martha said gently. She's your auntie. I already promised her. Just go and greet her. She said she made something special. It won't take long. The brothers exchanged a quick look. James shrugged. Okay, just a quick visit. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Good, Martha said. Go quickly. I've already packed my bags. By the time you return, I'll be waiting outside. The boys got into the car and drove off to Rebecca's house. Rebecca stood in front of her small house already waiting. She had seen their car pass earlier and had quickly gone to warm the food she had prepared overnight. Her heart beat fast, not with excitement, but with dark intentions. When the car parked and James and Daniel stepped out, she opened her arms wide and walked toward them smiling. My children. Ah, my eyes have seen joy today. Look at how big and handsome you both are. Good morning, Auntie, James said coldly. Daniel forced a small smile. Mama said you wanted to see us. Yes, Rebecca said. I've missed you too. Come and sit. Come inside. They entered the sitting room. It smelled like fresh pepper soup. The table was already set, steaming jollof rice, fried chicken. I made this myself, Rebecca said proudly. Sit down, eat. This is your home. James shook his head. Thank you, Auntie, but we already ate at home. Mama made yam porridge. Rebecca's face tightened slightly. So you ate your mother's food, but you can't even taste mine. No, it's not like that, Daniel said quickly. We're just in a hurry. We have to leave soon. Rebecca's eyes darkened. She stepped closer to them. Just taste it. You know your mother will not mind. Or are you saying my food is not good enough? James sighed. Okay, just a little. They sat down slowly and picked their spoons. As soon as they placed the first bite in their mouths, Rebecca smiled to herself. She watched them closely. She had secretly mixed a dark powder into the food that morning, just as the native doctor had instructed. The powder was invisible, tasteless, and dangerous. It didn't hurt the body, but it attacked the heart. The food was sweet. Daniel took more than one bite. James tried to stop eating, but Rebecca pushed more chicken onto his plate. Eat, my son, she said. You've grown so lean. Look at your bones. 10 minutes later, the mood changed. James dropped his spoon suddenly and looked around. His eyes blinked fast. His chest felt heavy. Daniel rubbed his forehead. His thoughts felt strange. He remembered his mother's face, but something was different. His heart was no longer warm. His chest was full of doubt. Rebecca leaned closer, her voice soft. My sons, do you know why I called you here? They looked at her slowly. I'm the only sister your mother has. But she has never told you the truth. James frowned. What truth? Rebecca sighed deeply and sat back. Your mother. She's the one who unalived your father. Both boys stared at her in silence. You remember how your father died suddenly, right? Healthy man, full of life, then one night, gone. He didn't fall sick. He didn't complain of anything. That's not ordinary. That was years ago, Daniel said quietly. Rebecca nodded. And yet, nobody asked questions. She buried him so fast. No proper investigation, no explanation. Your father confided in me before his death. He told me he suspected her. She was always going to one native man behind the farm. He warned me that if anything happened to him, it was Martha. James and Daniel remained quiet. The powder was already working. Every word she spoke felt real, believable. Their memories twisted. They remembered strange looks, quiet whispers, things that made no sense before but now felt suspicious. But Mama raised us with love, Daniel said, trying to resist. Rebecca leaned forward. She raised you because she felt guilty. That woman has a dark past, but I've kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to scatter the family. Until now. James stood up slowly. His face had changed. Daniel looked at his brother and said, Let's go. Rebecca smiled gently. It's fine. Just think about what I've said. Don't let lies lead you. They left without saying another word. When they got back to their mother's house, Martha was sitting outside on a bench, dressed beautifully in her best wrapper and headscarf. Her small travel bag was beside her. She smiled brightly when she saw them. Ah, my sons, Welcome back. Let me go and pick my Bible, then we can go. But James didn't smile. Daniel looked away. Martha noticed the change immediately. Is everything okay? James crossed his arms. We've changed our minds. Martha blinked. What? Daniel cleared his throat. We think Auntie Rebecca needs us more. What are you saying? Martha asked in a soft voice. I thought we planned this. James stared at her with cold eyes. We don't want to take you anymore. Tears instantly filled Martha's eyes. Is it something I did? Did I offend you? Neither of them answered. She stepped closer to James, holding his hand. James, you're my first son. Look into my eyes and tell me what happened. James pulled his hand away. You're not the woman I thought you were. Martha's mouth opened, but no words came out. You think I'm a bad person, Daniel whispered. Auntie Rebecca told us everything. We know the truth. What truth? Martha asked weakly. That you unalived our father. Her whole body shook. She looked up at them, lips trembling. You believe that? James turned and walked toward the car. Daniel hesitated. His eyes met his mother's, but the powder still held his heart. Martha whispered, Go. If that is what you want, but I know the truth. And one day, you will too. He turned away and followed his brother. Martha sat alone in silence. The house felt empty. She stood up slowly and walked to the back of the house. She followed the narrow path that led to the village graveyard. She reached her husband's grave and fell on her knees. She placed both hands on the cement and cried, Peter, I thought Rebecca loved me. I trusted her. I didn't know she hated me this much. She sobbed loudly. She has turned my sons against me. They don't even look at me the same. They left me behind, Peter. I should have listened to them. They didn't want to go to her house. I forced them. I told them to greet her. Now see, this is my fault. She lowered her voice and whispered his name. Peter. They said I unalived you. Me? Your wife? Your Martha. If I am truly responsible for your death, please call me to join you. I will not argue. But if I'm not, please fight for me. Speak for me. This pain is too much. She cried harder. Her voice broke. My evil sister has taken my place. She now sits where I should sit. My sons call her mother now. I have no one left. Oh Lord, please help me. She remained on the grave for a long time, talking, crying, begging. Then slowly she stood up, wiped her face and walked back home quietly. 2 weeks passed in the city. One evening, Daniel met James in the sitting room. Daniel sat beside him quietly for a while, then spoke. James, what we did to Mama is wrong, he said. James didn't answer. Daniel continued, that woman suffered for us. She trained us alone. She gave us everything she had. Now we left her in the village and brought her elder sister here. Auntie Rebecca didn't contribute anything to our lives. It's not fair. James looked up and frowned. I'm not interested in this talk right now, he said. Brother, think about it. She's our real mother, our biological mother, for Christ's sake. Even if she was wrong, we should have heard from her. We judged her without proof. I said I'm not interested. James snapped and stood up. Daniel sat back quietly, disappointed. Unknown to them, Rebecca was standing in the hallway. She had heard everything. Her eyes burned with anger. She rushed into her room, picked up her phone and called Baba Salako, the native doctor. Baba, I thought you said the charm will work on both of them, she said angrily. Why is that stupid Daniel talking about his mother? Why is he remembering things? Baba replied calmly, I told you the powder was strong, but not permanent. Maybe his heart is too pure. The charm is not working well on him anymore. This is not our plan, Rebecca shouted. I have not even accomplished my mission yet. Now they are talking about their mother, especially that Daniel. Baba, do something. Baba replied, we need a stronger charm, but it will cost more. Give me huge money and I will prepare something different. This one will confuse them. It will turn them against each other. We'll make James hate Daniel. They will become enemies. Rebecca smiled. Good. Do it. Use anything on James. Just stop Daniel before he spoils everything. Baba said, don't worry, I will give you something. Put it in James's food. He will start seeing Daniel as his enemy. Rebecca laughed. "Thank you, Baba. This is what I want." She ended the call and danced in her room. Martha woke up early that morning, weak and tired. Her eyes were heavy from crying all night. She hadn't heard from her sons in weeks. They didn't call. They didn't visit. Her heart was broken, but she needed to go out and buy a few things: salt, matches, and a small bottle of kerosene. She stepped out of the house. The sun was hot. As she walked, a few villagers looked at her strangely. Some whispered behind her, others turned their faces away. Martha ignored them and kept walking. She reached the small shop near the junction and greeted the shop owner with a soft voice. "Good afternoon, my son. Please help me with salt and matches." The man stared at her coldly. "I'm not selling to you." Martha was confused. "What? Why?" she asked. "Because you're a witch," the man said. "You unalived your husband. Do you think we don't know? Your sister told the whole village before she left. Evil woman. Go away with your cursed money." Martha froze. "You believe that?" she asked quietly. "I said leave," he shouted. "Don't ever come near my shop again." She turned away. Tears filled her eyes as she walked. She cried softly on the way home. "God, what kind of life is this? What did I do to deserve this? My sister has turned my children against me. The people now believe I killed my husband. Lord, help me. This is too much." Her voice cracked as she spoke. "I only wanted to tell my sister good news. I wanted her to feel happy for me. But now she has taken everything from me, even the little respect I had in this village." She continued walking, then suddenly she heard a soft, gentle voice behind her. "Mama, what's wrong?" She turned slowly and saw a very beautiful young girl walking toward her. The girl looked kind and respectful. She was in her 20s. Her face was full of concern. "Mama, please talk to me." "Why are you crying?" Martha looked at her. Her lips trembled. "I went to the shop to buy salt and matches. The man refused to sell to me. He said I'm a witch. He said I unalived my husband. He said my sister told everyone before she left. My sons believed her too. They left me. Now I have no one." The young girl stepped forward and held Martha's hand gently. "Mama, don't cry. I heard what people are saying, but not everyone believes them." She smiled softly. "My name is Blessing. I just came back from youth service. I studied in the city. I have no job yet, so I'm staying in the village with my parents for now." Martha looked at her surprised. Blessing continued, "My mother told me about you. She said you are a good woman. She said you trained your sons with suffering, that you were always quiet and kind. My parents don't believe the lies. They said your sister is the one who is jealous." Martha's eyes filled with fresh tears. She nodded slowly. "Your mother said all that?" she asked. "Yes, Mama. She said it just a few days ago." Martha began to cry again, but this time with a little relief. "God bless you, my daughter. You don't know what your words mean to me. You are so beautiful and respectful. You will marry a very handsome billionaire. Your home will be filled with peace. You will have beautiful children. You will never suffer." Blessing smiled. "Amen, Mama." "Thank you. Mama, please give me the money. I will go to the shop and buy everything for you. You go home and rest. Don't worry about those people. Just leave them to God." Martha gave Blessing the money. "Thank you, my child. You are the only light in my darkness." "It's okay, Mama," Blessing said kindly. "Let me hurry now before the shop closes. I will bring everything to your house." "God will reward you, my daughter," Martha whispered. Blessing smiled again. "I'll be back soon. Please go home now." Martha walked home slowly, but her heart felt a little lighter. Someone still believed in her. Someone still saw her as a mother. And that gave her the strength to keep going. Back in the city, Rebecca was sitting calmly in the large, beautiful living room. Her eyes moved slowly as she watched James working on his laptop. She had been waiting patiently for the right moment to strike again. Now was that moment. She cleared her throat and spoke slowly. "My son, aren't you tired of your brother working under you?" James looked up from the laptop, a bit confused. "What do you mean, Mama?" Rebecca leaned forward. "I mean, Daniel is older than you. He should be the one supporting you, not the other way around. Think about it. You are the owner of the company, but he works under you. He lives in your house, spends your money, eats your food like a king. You think he will ever truly respect you?" James sat back in the chair, staring into space. Rebecca smiled as she continued, "My son, he is older than you, but still depending on you like a child. His mates are married with children, living in their own homes, building their own lives. And your own brother is still under your roof, working under you like a servant, pretending to be humble. But inside, he is jealous of your success." James blinked. He had never seen it that way before. He began to feel something shift inside his heart. Rebecca added gently, "I'm just saying the truth. And you know I'm right." James nodded slowly. "Do you know that my girlfriend once told me the same thing? She said Daniel is too relaxed under me, like he is waiting for me to fail. But I didn't listen to her then. Now I see it clearly." Rebecca frowned. "Good, my son. You're a wise man now. This is what I want to hear. Open your eyes. You've done too much for him. Let him go and make his own way." James sat in silence for a moment, then asked, "What should I do?" Rebecca leaned in closer. "Remove him as manager of your company. Ask him to move out. He is not a child. He should go and build his own life." James nodded slowly. "You are right, Mama. He's been under me for too long." Rebecca smiled widely. "Exactly. Now listen, I have an idea. Michael, my son, is still in the village. He's working on a farm. He is very loyal and hard-working. You can bring him here and make him your new manager. At least he will respect you." James rubbed his chin. "You're right, that's not a bad idea. I'll think about it." Later that day, Daniel came back home from a business meeting. He looked tired but peaceful. He greeted James. "James, how far? How did the team respond to the new policy?" "We need to talk," James said firmly. Daniel looked confused. "Okay, about what?" "I've decided to remove you as the manager in my company." Daniel's face changed. "What?" James continued. "From today onward, you're no longer the manager. I will find someone else to take over, and also I want you to pack your things and move out of this house." Daniel stepped back, shocked. "James, what are you saying? Where is this coming from?" James raised his voice. "Don't ask me questions. It's my company, my house, and my decision. You have no right to question me." Daniel's heart was beating fast. "Is this Mama Rebecca's idea?" James snapped. "This is my idea. Don't blame anyone. Just do what I said." Daniel shook his head. "James, I've been helping you since you started. We built this company together. I stayed by your side when nobody else did." "Why now?" James pointed at him. "Exactly. You stayed too long. You're too comfortable. You should go and start your own thing. You're a grown man. Your mates are already settled." Daniel was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "James, something is wrong. This is not you. This is not how we talk to each other. You've changed." James scoffed. "If I've changed, it's for the better." Daniel looked at him sadly. "You're being controlled, and one day you will see the truth." James laughed and turned away. "Spare me the drama. You have 1 month to leave this house." Daniel walked away without another word. He went to his room and sat on the edge of the bed. His hands were shaking, his mind was spinning. He had sacrificed everything for his brother, and now he was being thrown out like a stranger. Meanwhile, Rebecca watched everything from the hallway. She smiled proudly. Her plan was working perfectly. She whispered to herself, "Now that the foolish Daniel is out of the way, it will be easier to control James." That night, Rebecca called Baba Salako, the native doctor. "Baba," she said, "the plan worked. James has sacked Daniel and asked him to leave. But I want to make sure he doesn't change his mind." Baba replied, "Good. But remember, this charm will not last forever. You need to make sure James remains blind to the truth." Rebecca nodded. "Don't worry, I know what to do." The sun was hot that afternoon. James drove home from a meeting. His mood was already bad. Traffic had stressed him, and one of his deals had fallen through. As he reached the compound, he noticed the gate was still closed. He honked once. No answer. He honked again. Still silence. He frowned deeply. He came out of the car, slammed the door, and walked angrily toward the gate. Just as he reached it, Daniel rushed out of the house. He opened the gate quickly. "Sorry, I didn't hear the horn," Daniel said. "I was in the toilet." James didn't say a word. He stared at Daniel with fire in his eyes. Then, without warning, he raised his hand and gave Daniel a heavy slap across the face. The sound echoed through the compound. Daniel froze, his eyes widened in shock. For a moment, he couldn't believe what had just happened. James stood there, breathing heavily. "You're useless," he shouted. "You can't even open gate on time. What kind of grown man still lives in another man's house and acts like a king? Your mates are out there building something for themselves, and you're still depending on me." Daniel touched his cheek slowly. His hand shook. The pain from the slap was nothing compared to the shame and anger rising inside him. "You slapped me," Daniel said, his voice low. "You actually slapped me. You, my younger brother." "You deserved it," James said. "I'm tired of your laziness. You've overstayed your welcome." Daniel looked at him with fire in his eyes. "You've changed, James. You're no longer my brother. You're Rebecca's puppet. She has poisoned your mind. She has destroyed everything we built together." James laughed harshly. "At least someone opened my eyes. All these years, I thought you were helping me. I didn't know you were dragging me down. You and your mother, the village witch, always pretending to be innocent. Now I know the truth." Daniel's eyes turned red. "What did you just say?" "You heard me," James replied. "That woman you call mother is a witch. And you are her son. You're both cursed. That's why nothing in your life moves forward." Daniel clenched his fists. "Don't you dare talk about my mother like that." "What will you do?" James shouted. "Hit me in my own house?" "No," Daniel said quietly. I'm done with you. I'm done with this madness. I won't stay here and let you insult me and my mother again." He turned and walked inside. Daniel packed his small bag quickly. He didn't have much, just a few clothes. As he zipped the bag, his heart was racing. He couldn't believe how far things had gone. He walked out of the room and didn't look back. Rebecca was standing at the hallway, smiling. She didn't say anything. He walked to the bus stop, sweating, angry and broken. On the way, he remembered all the things they had shared as brothers, how they built the company together, how they cried and prayed and worked. And now it was all gone. All because of one woman. The journey to the village was long, his heart was heavy. When he arrived at the village, it was already evening. He walked down the narrow path leading to his mother's house. Martha was sitting outside. When she looked up and saw him, she stood quickly. "Daniel," she said, "is this a dream?" Daniel ran to her and held her tightly. "Mama, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Martha burst into tears. "My son, you came back." "Yes, Mama. I couldn't take it anymore. James is no longer the brother I knew. He's changed. He called you a witch. He slapped me." Martha held his face. "He slapped you?" "Yes, Mama. He said we are cursed. I couldn't stay there anymore. I left everything. I just wanted to come home." Martha led him inside the house. She gave him water to drink and placed food on the table. He ate quietly, and she sat beside him, watching him like a mother watches a lost child who has returned. After he ate, they sat together outside. The moon was rising. The breeze was soft. "Mama," Daniel said, "I'm sorry for not believing you, for letting Auntie Rebecca confuse us, for leaving you here alone." Martha smiled weakly. "It's okay, my son. You have come back. That is enough for me. The truth always comes out. Just wait. God will fight for us." Daniel nodded. "I want to stay here with you, Mama. I don't want to go back." "You will stay," Martha said. "You will rest, and you will rise again. Those who mocked us will one day bow." Daniel looked into her eyes. "I believe you, Mama." She touched his head gently. "My son, your journey has just begun." The next morning, inside Martha's small house, Daniel was already awake. He had swept the compound. He wanted to do everything he could to make her happy again. He was still feeling the pain of what had happened in the city, but he was also feeling peace. Being back with his mother gave him a fresh kind of strength. Martha came out of the room, smiling quietly. "My son, you're awake early," she said, looking around the clean compound. Daniel smiled. "I just want to help, Mama. You've done too much for us already. I need to be useful to you too." She smiled again. "God will bless you, my son." Just then, they heard a soft knock. Martha said, "It must be Blessing. She always comes around this time to check on me." She walked to the door and opened it. Blessing stepped in. She greeted, "Good morning, Mama." "Good morning, sir," she said, smiling warmly when she saw Daniel. Martha walked in with her proudly. "Blessing, this is my son Daniel, the one I told you about." Daniel smiled at her. His eyes brightened as he looked at her. She was simple and beautiful. She looked clean and respectful, and the way she greeted showed good upbringing. Martha looked at Daniel and said, "This girl has been helping me so much. She stood by me when nobody else did. When the villagers called me names and refused to sell to me, it was Blessing who stood beside me. She bought food for me, cooked for me, and gave me courage. She is like a daughter to me. Please, my son, help me thank her." Daniel smiled at Blessing and said, "Thank you very much for helping my mother. You don't know what that means to me. You are very beautiful and kind. God will bless you for your goodness. Don't worry, I will reward you someday." Blessing laughed softly, her eyes shy and gentle, and she said, "Mama is like a mother to me. I didn't do anything special. She is a good woman. I only did what I believe is right." Daniel nodded. "You did more than enough. Thank you so much. You are a rare person these days. Nobody wants to help anyone anymore, especially when there's no gain. But you chose to help someone when everyone else turned their back." Blessing smiled again and looked at Martha. "Mama, you didn't tell me your son was this gentle and handsome." They all laughed. Martha said, "Now you see where he got it from. I told you my sons were good boys. It's just that something went wrong. But now God is bringing everything back slowly." Meanwhile, in the city, Rebecca sat in the living room with her son, Michael. He had now settled fully into the company. James had made him the new manager, just as Rebecca wanted. Michael dressed well, moved confidently, and acted like someone who had earned his place. But deep inside, he knew everything was a lie. Rebecca looked at her son with a serious face. "My son, now that you are working inside the company, it's time to take the next step." Michael looked at her confused. "What step, Mama? I've already started working. You said I should enter first and earn James's trust. I've done that." Rebecca smiled slowly. "Yes, and you've done well. But now we are not just going to work there. We are going to take everything. I want you to start using your pen. Change numbers in the reports. Adjust figures. Steal his money little by little. Don't be greedy. Small amounts, quietly. In 6 months, we will own everything." Michael looked afraid. "Mama, are you sure? What if he finds out? James is very smart. He doesn't joke with company money. He checks everything himself. He even asks for backup reports from the auditors." Rebecca hissed. "Calm down. That's why I'm your mother. Do you think I would send you into battle without protection? Baba has already given me something. We will tie James's senses. His eyes will be open, but his brain will not understand anything. He will see the reports and still smile. He won't even notice the money is disappearing." Michael still looked unsure. "Mama, I'm scared. One wrong move and we'll end up in prison." Rebecca frowned. "Listen to me, Michael. This is not the time to be scared. You've already entered the lion's den. Don't act like a goat now. Do you want to go back to the village and carry hoes on the farm again? This is your chance to be rich, to own land, to drive cars, to become a man in this city." Michael sighed deeply. "Okay, Mama, I'll do it. But I'll be very careful." Rebecca smiled. "That's my son. Just move small money first. Report fake expenses. Write off things that were never bought. Pretend the suppliers increased their price. Make it real, and make it slow. Don't be greedy." That week, Michael started the plan. In one department's file, he added a fake repair fee. The next day, he claimed a delivery van broke down and needed a new tire. The accounts team paid it, and James didn't ask any questions. The money went into a secret account. Each day, he added something small: transport allowances that were never given, missing inventory that never existed, and delivery charges that were never made. James remained calm, trusting, and friendly. He believed everything Michael told him. Every night, Michael reported to his mother, "Mama, I moved 45 million naira today. Nobody noticed." Rebecca clapped. "Good, keep going, slowly. By the time James realizes anything, we will already be rich." That evening, James sat alone in the living room when his girlfriend Sophia walked in. She had not seen him for days, and she came to check on him, hoping they would talk and reconnect. As soon as she entered, she noticed the cold look on his face. James barely smiled. Sophia sat down quietly and said, "James, we need to talk." James looked up slowly. "What is it?" Sophia said, "James, what you did to your brother was not right. I know I once said I didn't like or trust him, but truly, you went too far. Daniel was your own blood, your older brother. At least if you wanted him to leave, you should have settled him with something. Given him money or shares, something to help him stand." James frowned. "This is family business, Sophia. I don't need your opinion." Sophia looked shocked. "I'm not giving an opinion. I'm telling you the truth. What you did was wicked." James stood up suddenly and shouted, "Stay out of this, you gold-digging Jezebel." Sophia stood up too, her eyes wide with shock. "What did you just call me?" James shouted louder, "I said you're a gold digger. Daughter of a poor farmer, don't act like you love me. I know why you're here. You want to marry me and collect my money." Sophia was shocked. "Wow, so that's what you think of me? After everything I've done for you? After all the support I gave you when nobody else did? You call me a gold digger?" James frowned at her. "You think I don't know your plan? You can't destroy what I have with my mother. We are strong. You can never come between us." Sophia shook her head slowly and said, "You should be ashamed of yourself, James. Ashamed that you abandoned your real mother in the village, and now you call Rebecca your mother, the same woman that turned you against your own blood. You're a fool." James laughed bitterly and said, "If that's how you feel, then go. I don't need you anymore." Sophia said, "You don't even know what you're doing anymore. You're not the James I fell in love with." She trioled him she was done with the relationship too. That he should go to hell. She walked out angrily. James sat back on the couch and muttered, "Nonsense, she was never loyal." A few minutes later, Rebecca came in from the hallway, pretending she had just come out. She said, "I heard everything, my son. You did well. That ugly girl is evil. She doesn't deserve to be in your life." James nodded. "I've ended it, Mama. She insulted you. That's enough for me." Rebecca smiled. "Nobody can come between us, my son. You are all I have." James said, "Don't worry, Mama. Nobody can destroy our bond." Rebecca cleared her throat. "My son, now that things are moving well, I want to ask for something. I think the time has come." James looked at her. "Mama, what is it?" She smiled again and said, "You know Michael has been working hard in your company, and I have done a lot for you too. We deserve to be settled. I want you to buy a house for me and another one for Michael, and give us each a car." James blinked quickly. "Mama, calm down. I'm not saying I won't do it, but business is very slow right now. Contracts are delayed. Money is not coming in like before. Just give me like 6 months. I'll do something." Rebecca's smile faded. She frowned and looked at him. 6 months? Are you joking? After everything I've done for you, you can't even buy me a house." James raised his hands. "I'm not refusing. I said I will do it. I just need more time." Rebecca stood up sharply and said, "Okay, no problem." She walked into her room and slammed the door. James sighed and rubbed his forehead. Things were getting too much. The company was struggling. Money was moving strangely. Sales were dropping. And now his mother and cousin were asking for big things. He didn't know that Michael had been stealing more each week and reporting fake expenses. He didn't know that Baba's charm was working on him. That same night, James had a strange dream. He saw his father in a white shirt, standing by a deep well. The man looked at him with sadness and pointed behind him. James turned and saw his real mother, Martha, crying in chains, while Rebecca sat on a golden throne, laughing loudly. James woke up sweating, his heart beating fast. What kind of dream is this? He couldn't sleep again until morning. The next day, he told Rebecca about the dream. She laughed and said, "It's stress, my son. Dreams are nothing. Go and rest your mind." But James couldn't rest. Something had changed. He started feeling restless and confused. After James left for work that morning, Rebecca sat alone in the living room, furious. Her face was full of anger. "That foolish boy," she muttered. "After everything I've done for him, he dares to tell me to wait 6 months. 6 whole months. Me? Rebecca?" She picked up her phone angrily and dialed Baba Salako's number, the native doctor who helped her in the beginning. "Baba," she said sharply as soon as he answered, "this charm is fading. I can see it. James is no longer behaving like before. His eyes are opening. I told him to buy me and my son a house each. He refused. He said I should wait 6 months. That's not the James I used to control. Baba's voice was calm on the other side. My daughter, everything has a season. Have you not done enough? You turned his heart against his real mother. You pushed his own brother out of the house. You've made him forget who he is. Just let these people be. Rebecca hissed loudly. Baba, don't start with me. Is this why I gave you all that money? You promised me full control, Baba replied firmly. I'm no longer doing this. In fact, I've changed. I've given my life to God. I don't do charms anymore. I'm done with all of that. What did you just say? Rebecca screamed. You've given your life to God. So what happens to all the plans we made? You want to destroy my future. I want peace, Baba said. I want to do right. I'm done helping people destroy others. I advise you to do the same. God punish you, Rebecca shouted. You're a useless man. May your God disappoint you too. She ended the call immediately. I can't believe this old fool, she said. Now I remember. My friend Cecilia told me about a new Baba. She said his power is stronger and faster. I'll go there. Yes, I must go there this weekend. Her eyes turned dark with determination. James must continue to be my slave. I will control him. I will take everything he owns. When I'm done with him, he'll be broke, homeless, and useless. Then he'll crawl back to that stupid village to meet his foolish mother and that idiot brother, Daniel. She laughed loudly, proud of herself. Me and my son, Michael, will live in paradise. We will enjoy everything James worked for. That boy has served me well, but now I will finish the job. Rebecca, you are the best, a master planner, the queen of strategy. No one can beat you. Just wait, James. You think you're smart? I'll show you that I am smarter. Meanwhile, back in the village, Daniel sat with his mother, Martha, outside their small house. The morning sun was rising slowly. Daniel looked deep in thought. After a long silence, Daniel said, Mama, you remember the land Papa gave us before he died? He gave me and James 1 plot each. Martha looked up and nodded. Yes, I remember, my son. Daniel continued, let me go and start farming on my own land. I can't just stay at home doing nothing. My friend in the city promised to get me a job in 2 months. But until then, I need to stay active. Martha smiled. You are absolutely right, my son. This is why I love you so much. You are hard-working and responsible. May God give you strength, and may your farm yield good crops. Daniel smiled back. Amen, Mama, and you will live long to eat the fruit of your labor. Martha stood and hugged him. My son, go. May the ground favor you. Daniel picked up his hoe and walked to the plot of land his father had given him. He looked around and nodded. This is it, he said to himself. He picked up the hoe and began to dig. The sun was slowly rising. His shirt began to soak with sweat, but he didn't stop. He cleared the weeds, marked the edges of the land, and started digging the first row for planting. Suddenly, his hoe hit something hard. He paused. What was that? He bent down and cleared the soil with his hands. The object felt like stone, but smooth and firm. He kept digging gently. As he moved more soil away, he saw something shining. His eyes widened. Wait, what's this? He dropped the hoe and dug with both hands now. The shine grew brighter. He kept digging until he pulled out a small piece of rock, heavy and glowing. It was gold. Real gold. Daniel gasped. No, this can't be real. He looked around, his heart pounding. He dug again, deeper and wider. Another piece appeared, then another, and another. In less than 10 minutes, Daniel had uncovered several shiny, heavy stones of gold. His legs became weak. He sat on the ground, shaking. Am I dreaming? Is this really gold? He rubbed his eyes and looked again. It was real. He had seen gold before. He had even visited a small mining area once. These stones were exactly like the ones he had seen. Raw gold. Tears filled his eyes. God, what is this? How can this be happening to me? He looked up at the sky. I was rejected. I was slapped. I was called useless. And now this. He stood up, walked a few steps back, and looked at the land again. This is Papa's land. This is the land he gave me. This land has been waiting for me all along. He knelt down and began to cry, Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. He picked up the gold and covered it gently with a sack. He didn't want anyone to see it. He then ran home, holding one small piece tightly in his hand. When he reached the house, Martha was still outside. "Mama," he shouted. She turned around quickly. "What is it, my son?" "Mama, come, sit down. I want to show you something." Martha sat down, worried. "What is it?" Daniel placed the gold piece in her palm. "Look at this," he said, breathing hard. Martha looked at it. "What is it?" "Mama, it's gold." Her eyes widened. "Gold? Are you sure?" "Yes, Mama. There's more. On Papa's land. I found it while digging." Martha's hands began to shake. "My son, are you sure?" Daniel nodded, tears in his eyes. "Yes, Mama. I saw it with my own eyes. I touched it. I brought one piece. The rest is still there." Martha burst into tears. "Jehovah, God of justice, this is how you answer prayers. This is how you fight for the innocent." Daniel hugged her. "Mama, we are not poor anymore. This is just the beginning." They both cried together, tears of joy, tears of relief. Later that day, Daniel returned to the land and carefully gathered more gold. He didn't tell anyone. He planned to go to the city quietly, verify it with a professional, and register the land as a private site. But deep in his heart, he knew. This gold was more than riches. It was a message from heaven. A reward for staying true. A sign that no matter how dark things got, light would always come. Rebecca was desperate. Everything around her was beginning to shake. James had refused to buy her and her son a house. Baba Salako, the old native doctor, had turned her down and even said he had given his life to God. Nothing was going according to plan anymore. But Rebecca wasn't ready to give up. Early the next morning, she carried a leather bag and walked quickly to a hidden part of the city. Deep inside the outskirts, where nobody she knew could see her. She reached the small, dirty hut of the new native doctor that her friend had told her about. "Good morning, Baba," she said. The native doctor looked at her from head to toe without saying a word. After a long silence, he asked, "What do you want?" Rebecca replied quickly, "Baba, I want my nephew gone. James, I want him out of the way completely. I want to take over everything, his house, his company, everything. I want him gone forever." The native doctor's eyes narrowed. "Gone, as in what?" Rebecca's voice dropped. "I mean gone. Either he runs mad, or he disappears, or dies. I don't care. I want him out of my way. Me and my son Michael must take over everything." The native doctor sat still for a moment, then stood up and walked to the back of the room. He brought out a small black pot. "This charm is dangerous," he said slowly. "You must be careful. There are serious consequences. If you do not use it exactly the way I tell you, you will regret it forever." Rebecca didn't blink. "I don't care. I've come too far to turn back now." The native doctor sighed. "Very well. Listen to me carefully. You must use it tomorrow morning. You will rub this black powder into your palm. When James opens his door and sees your face first, his life will change instantly. His head will scatter." Rebecca smiled. "Very good, Baba. James is always the first to wake up and go to work, even before my son. I will definitely be standing in front of his door. He will see me first. That useless, stingy son of a witch." The native doctor raised a finger. "Wait. You must hear this too. If someone else sees you first, any other person, the charm will bounce back. And it won't just fail, it will destroy the person who carries it. You might go mad, or worse." Rebecca waved her hand carelessly. "Don't worry, Baba. I know James's routine. He wakes up by 5:30 every day. I will be there by 5. I'll stand and wait. He will see me first. I will make sure of it." The native doctor shook his head slowly. "Greed is dangerous, woman. This charm is not ordinary. I warn you again. There are consequences." He handed her the pot. "Use it carefully. And remember, your eyes must be the first thing he sees in the morning." Rebecca left the hut feeling excited. She walked back home quickly. As soon as she got home, she ran to her room, locked the door, and placed the charm on her table. She laughed to herself. "James, your end has come. You think I'll wait 6 months for you to settle me? Never. By tomorrow morning, everything you have will be mine." That night, Martha was in her bedroom. Her hands were shaking slightly as she turned the pages of her Bible. She could not sleep. Her heart was heavy. Her eyes were filled with silent tears. She got down from her bed and knelt beside it. Her voice was low but firm. "Lord," she whispered, "please protect my son James. I don't know what is happening in the city, but I know my son is not himself. Please guide him. Open his eyes, deliver him from every evil hand. Let no weapon formed against him prosper." Her voice cracked with emotion as she continued, "And Lord, Daniel, please guide him too. That boy has been through so much. He's trying his best. He's trying to rise again. Lord, let that stone he found be real gold. Let it be the beginning of our breakthrough. Father, please, let the stone he found be gold. Let it be a blessing from you. Let it bring an end to this poverty, this shame, this suffering. I am only a poor, helpless widow. My husband is gone. My name has been dragged in the mud. My son have turned against me. My sister destroyed my home. Lord, please, hear my cry. Defend me, Lord. Fight for my sons. Let your power speak for my family. Let James be delivered from every evil charm, every manipulation. Let Daniel be lifted above all those who mocked him. Let my enemies live to see that you never abandon the innocent." And that night heaven listened. James was asleep. The time was 4:55 a.m. His alarm was about to ring. He turned slightly on the bed, stretching his arms. Suddenly, a soft voice whispered into his ears. "Don't wake up. Sleep more. You can wake up at 6. Or better still, don't go to work. You are the boss, remember?" James opened his eyes halfway, yawned and smiled. "That's true," he muttered. "I'm the boss. I can rest a little more." He turned to the other side and went back to sleep. At that exact moment, Rebecca stood quietly outside James's bedroom door. It was 5 a.m. She held the charm calabash tightly, hidden inside her wrapper. Her heart was beating fast, but her eyes were fixed on the door. She whispered to herself, "Yes, just a few more seconds. He will open the door and see my face. Everything will be mine." She smiled. She waited. Minutes passed, but suddenly footsteps came from the corridor behind her. A sleepy voice called out, "Mama, good morning. What are you doing here?" Rebecca turned quickly, shocked. "Michael, what are you doing up?" Michael yawned. "I forgot to iron my shirt last night. I want to use the pressing iron before James wakes up." Rebecca froze. Michael looked down and saw the calabash in her hand. His eyes widened. "Mama, what is that? What are you holding?" Before Rebecca could answer, the charm began to shake. It vibrated in her hands like something alive. She screamed and dropped it. The calabash broke open and dark smoke filled the air. Michael screamed too. "What is happening, Mama? What is this?" Suddenly, James heard the commotion. He jumped out of bed and ran to the door. As he opened it, he saw his cousin Michael and Rebecca screaming, holding their heads. "What are you two evil people doing in my house?" They looked up at him with wild red eyes. James stepped back. "What's going on here?" he shouted. "Where is my mother? Where is Daniel?" Rebecca dropped to her knees, her hands shaking. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, James," she cried. "It was all me. I lied. I turned you against your mother. I made you chase Daniel away. Baba helped me control your mind. I only wanted everything you owned. Forgive me." Michael was crying too. "I only listened to my mother. I didn't know it would come to this. I swear I didn't know." James's eyes widened as the truth hit him like a thunderbolt. Rebecca, still crying, "I just wanted to take Martha's place. I didn't want her to enjoy your success." James stared at them in silence. Then his hands dropped to his sides. "Get out," he said softly. "Get out of my house." They didn't move. "Get out," he screamed. Suddenly, Rebecca and Michael let out loud shouts. They held their heads in pain. "My head, I can't see." They began to run. James stepped back, shocked, as the two of them dashed out of the house like mad people. Rebecca ran into the street, barefoot and confused. Michael ran behind her, shouting strange words. Suddenly, a speeding car hit both of them. In seconds, everything went quiet. The two lay still on the road. Gone. Back in the house, James was shaking. He walked slowly back into the sitting room and sat down on the floor. He looked around, confused. He called the security man. "Please, What happened here? Where is my brother Daniel? The security guard looked at him sadly. Sir, don't you remember anything? James shook his head. No, I don't. The man sat down beside him and said gently, Sir, you chased your brother Daniel out of this house. You sacked him from your company. You called him useless. You even slapped him one morning just because he didn't open the gate fast enough. James's mouth opened slowly in horror. The guard continued, You also refused to talk to your real mother. You left her in the village, alone. You said she was a witch. You brought Rebecca here and called her your mother. You made her son your manager. James shook his head. No, this can't be true. The guard added, Your girlfriend Sophia came here one day. She told you to settle your brother. She begged you to help him. You insulted her. You called her a gold digger and chased her away. You told her never to insult Mama Rebecca again. James cried like a child. Oh God, what have I done? I insulted my own mother. I chased my brother away. I called a stranger my mother. He held his head and shouted, Mama, I'm sorry. Daniel, I'm sorry. James stood up quickly. I'm going to the village. I have to go. I have to see my mother. He looked up. God, if my mother ever cried because of me, please forgive me. I didn't know. I was blind. Meanwhile, in the capital city, Daniel had completed everything he set out to do. The gold was real. Very real. He had quietly sold part of it to trusted gold merchants who helped him confirm its value. What he received was more than enough to change his entire life. Daniel bought a beautiful big house in the heart of the city. A clean, quiet area. The kind of place he used to only dream about. Now it was his. The first thing he did was go back to the village to take his mother, Martha. Mama, he said, smiling as he helped her pack her bags, your suffering is over. Martha couldn't stop crying. My son, you remembered me. You came back for me. Daniel smiled, hugged her tightly and said, How can I ever forget you, Mama? You are my everything. He also told Blessing, the kind girl who stood by his mother when the world turned against her, Pack your things. You're coming with us. You are family now. Blessing cried, Thank you, Daniel. I don't even know what to say. I just did what was right. Daniel looked her in the eyes. And God rewarded you for it. When they got to the city, Daniel gave his mother a beautiful car. Later that same day, Daniel asked Blessing to be his wife. I know we haven't known each other for very long, he said, but you stood by my mother when no one else did. That alone tells me everything I need to know. I love you, Blessing. Will you marry me? She said yes with tears in her eyes. They had a small but beautiful wedding. Daniel, Martha, and Blessing were now one family. A happy family. Back in the village, James had just arrived. He looked exhausted. His eyes were red from crying all through the journey. He had gone straight to the house where he grew up. He knocked on the door. No one answered. He knocked again. Still no one. He looked around. The house looked abandoned. The windows were closed. The compound was quiet. He sat on the front step, confused. Just then, an old man walking past stopped and looked at him. Are you looking for someone? The man asked. James stood up quickly. Yes, sir. Please, I'm looking for my family. My mother and brother. They used to live here. The man smiled. Ah, you must be James. James was surprised. Yes. Please, sir. Where are they? Are they safe? The man nodded. They are safe. In fact, they are more than safe. James looked curious. What do you mean? The old man smiled again. Let me tell you what happened. Your brother found gold on the land your father gave him. Real gold. Plenty of it. James gasped. What? Yes, the man continued. He sold some of it. Bought a big house in the capital city. Took your mother with him. They left this village a few weeks ago. He even married a fine young girl named Blessing. The same girl who helped your mother when no one else did. James's mouth was wide open. He stood frozen in shock. The old man shook his head. You lost everything because of a lie. Because you forgot where you came from. But thank God your brother didn't. James held his chest. Please, do you know where they are? Their address? The man shook his head. No, I don't. But I have something better. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small paper. "This is Daniel's phone number. He gave it to me the last time I saw him. Call him. That's your best chance." He handed the paper to James and walked away slowly. James held the number tightly in his hand. His heart was beating fast, his legs felt weak. He sat back down on the front step and stared at the paper. He whispered, "Oh God, after everything." He still made it. He looked up at the sky. "Mama, Daniel, I'm coming. I just want one chance to make things right." James stood at the park in the city, holding the small piece of paper the old man had given him. His hands were shaking. He brought out his phone and dialed the number slowly. His heart was beating fast. The phone rang once, twice. Then a familiar voice picked up. "Hello?" Daniel said. James froze for a second. He had missed his brother's voice. He swallowed hard. "Daniel, it's me. James." There was silence on the line. James quickly added, "Please don't hang up. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. But I'm sorry, I was blind. I didn't know what I was doing. Mama, you, Sophia, I hurt all of you. Please, brother, I just want to see you both." Daniel sighed deeply. "Where are you?" "I'm in the city. I just got in." Daniel's voice softened. "Then come to Abuja. Come to my house. Mama and I are waiting for you." James could not hold back the tears. "Thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much." Later that evening, James arrived at the gate of a beautiful house in Abuja. He looked around, amazed. It was bigger than anything he had ever lived in. As he entered the house, the front door opened. Daniel stood there in a clean shirt and trousers, smiling. Behind him stood Martha, looking calm and beautiful in a simple white gown. "Mama," James said, tears already rolling down his face. "My son," she said gently, her own eyes wet. James ran to her and knelt down. "I'm so sorry, Mama. Please forgive me. I don't deserve your love after everything I did. You suffered and I abandoned you. I let Rebecca replace you." Martha knelt down beside him, lifted his face and smiled. "It's not your fault, my son," she said. "You were under something strong. You were not yourself. I forgave you the very day you left me. A mother never stops loving her child." Daniel came closer and placed his hand on James's shoulder. "We are family," he said. "Family means we forgive each other and we grow together." The three of them hugged each other tightly. Blessing came out of the kitchen smiling. "Welcome, brother," she said warmly. James stood up and looked around. "This house is beautiful," he said. Daniel laughed. "It's your house too. You are my brother." They sat together that night, talking, laughing as one family. 2 months later, James and Sophia got married and lived happy ever after. Dear viewers, what lessons did you take away from this dramatic tale? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with friends, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.